You got to take the limits off of God. If God says it's yours, it shall come to pass. Know why some of y'all ain't happy? Because you really don't know your God. I'm talking about a God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The God that when they look in the history books can't find his beginning and sure can't find his ending. I'm talking about a God that with one word spoke and the world came into existence. I'm talking about a God that had the nerve to stoop down to his creation, called dirt, picked dirt up, dirt got in his hand, and man became, y'all hear me, a living soul. Can I get a witness in here? I'm talking about a God that when he stood man up, said, you know what? I'm going to be the first anesthesiologist. He laid man to sleep. Y'all ain't helping me in here. Before Nova came, before laughing gas, in the Garden of Eden, God laid man down, did a surgery on him, pulled out one of his ribs, and said, it's not good for man to be alone. And he made a woman. Have I got a witness? And he said, I'm going to give you dominion to call the zebra, to call the lion, to call the elephant. Man had dominion. I'm preaching better than y'all talking back to me. And then he looked at man and woman. He said, I want y'all to be fruitful and multiply. Have I got a witness? I'm talking about that God that called Abraham. I'm talking about that God that called Isaac and Jacob. I'm talking about that God that was Ezekiel's wheel in the middle of a wheel. I'm talking about that God that was Job's horse upon in the valley. I wonder, do you know him? Have I got a witness? I'm talking about a God that got in a burning bush and spoke to Moses from the middle of the bush. Have I got a witness? I'm talking about a God that saw Isaiah, sent down his angels, took a live coal and set it on Isaiah's mouth, and God called Isaiah's name, and Isaiah said, here I am, send me. I'm talking about a God that'll get in the lion's den and make the lion's head a pillow to lie on. Have I got a witness? I got more for you. I'm talking about a God that won't just let you get thrown in the furnace, but he'll climb in the furnace with you. For I heard Nebuchadnezzar say, I threw 3 in, but it looks like there's 4 in the furnace, and the 4th one looks like Jesus. Have I got a witness? I wish I had more time. I got another example. I'm talking about a God that in the midst of a storm, the winds were blowing, the billows were breaking, but he stepped out in it and spoke to his creation, spoke to the storm, said, peace, be still. And then they scratched their head. What manner of man is this that even the winds and the seas obey? I'm talking about the kind of God that'll meet you in prison. I see Paul and Silas in Acts chapter 16 locked up in the Philippian jail, but at midnight there was a jailhouse rock. At midnight they began to pray. At midnight they began to sing, and the earthquake came to the prison, got them out, and the jailer got saved. I'm talking about a God that could take Peter that denied Christ 3 times, but that wasn't the end, because in Acts chapter 3 God raised him up. Peter took the mic, began to preach that Jesus came, Jesus died, but Sunday morning he got up with all power. Y'all better catch up with me. Have I got a witness? He opened the doors of the church. 5 didn't come, 20 didn't come, 100 didn't come, but 3,000 came down the aisle saying, what must I do to be saved. Look at your neighbor. Say, do you know